If you're not going to use paid ads, you need to do it organically. And by doing it organically, you need to do it via social media. But what happens is that you fall into the social media trap and you start to create content. And this content is purely for likes, shares, and what's trending. If that's what you're doing, then 9 times out of 10, you are a content junkie.
NL Publishing Service Academy proudly presents Listen Up, I Got a Story to Tell podcast with literary success consultant DK Walker, sharing with you writing tips, marketing ideas, publishing information, and inspiring interviews for your author journey. So, without further ado, let's get right into it with DK Walker.
Hey, I'm DK Walker, and this is Listen Up, I Got a Story to Tell podcast. Look, I'm not going to be here long, my good folks. I'm going to trim the fat and get to the meat of the matter. Are you a content junkie? That's what I want to ask you. Are you a content junkie? Now, what I mean by being a content junkie, are you creating content for the sole purpose of likes, shares, conversations in your DMs? Is that the only reason that you're creating content? I want you to really take time out and ponder that question. I want to help you to stop being a content junkie. In doing so, you're a self-published author to sell books, right? And you've been told, and rightfully so to some degree, that in order to sell books, if you're not going to use paid ads, you need to do it organically. And by doing it organically, you need to do it via social media. But what happens is that you fall into the social media trap and you start to create content. And this content is purely for likes, shares, and what's trending. If that's what you're doing, then 9 times out of 10, you are a content junkie. One of the ways to really know or validate that you're a content junkie is that you have a TikTok and IG account and they're not business or professional. I'm going to say it again. To know for sure that you are a content junkie and you're producing content without the purpose of selling books, you have accounts that's not business or professional on TikTok or Instagram. If you don't have it set up where it's business or professional, how do you know how well your content is performing if you do not can gauge its stats, its data? If you can't gauge its data, there's no way that you can tell that, hey, this piece of content I've created, people are clicking the link in my bio, and from there, they're clicking on going to buy my book. You can't tell if you don't at least have your account set up professionally or business-wise on TikTok or Instagram. That's first thing. So if you don't have that set up, everything you're doing is pretty much in vain. I'm just being honest, and I get it. Being on social media is going down that rabbit hole, and it's addictive.
Learn how to write faster, conquer writer's block, and tell a story your readers will love. In less than 1 month, writing only 3 pages daily, you can go from book idea to manuscript using the unfair writing advantage. Most authors take 8 months on average to write just 1 book. But in a fraction of that time, you will learn how to craft a book your readers will love and not be hunched over your laptop days on end to do so. Just go to www.theunfairwritingadvantage.com to see what has the self-publishing industry buzzing. Now back to the podcast.
Actually, you need to do yourself a favor. The name of the movie escapes me, but they actually did a movie on Netflix talking about the psychology and how social media works. You really need to go check that out, right? So long story short, if you are on Instagram regularly, if you're on TikTok regularly, if you're on Snapchat regularly, if you're on any social media platform regularly, and you don't have it where you can read your data to understand which piece of content is performing well, you are a content junkie. You're just happy with the likes, shares, and people jumping in your DMs and comments on that content. You say, I'm an author, you get more of a buzz of the content that you create instead of the books that you sell. So how can you really call yourself an author if you derive pleasure from creating content, not book sales? Now, I'm not here to judge you, right? I'm here to help you. If you really want to sell books, I want to help you do that by making your content useful, right? I know that TikTok in particular claims to be an SEO, and a lot of people are going to hear this and jump in the comment section, whether you're watching this podcast on YouTube or you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Don't make a difference, right? It's my opinion. I'm going to stand on it. I don't honestly believe that TikTok is an SEO, right? Anytime you go to an actual SEO like Google, you click on whatever link and it takes you to that destination. So with TikTok, you have to go click on the link in the bio, and then from there you go. But they actually penalize you or frown upon you from leaving their platform. So they're not true SEO. True SEO is going to direct you to the link. They actually designed for you to go. They don't want you to stay there, right? They don't. TikTok really frowns upon you leaving their platform. And you got to keep in mind, authors, like if you are designing content for social media platforms that's geared towards entertaining, how profitable can you be? Because most of your fan base, and you can find your fan base, like Book Talk has exploded, and they are authors that's making pardon my language, I do cuss, there are authors that's making a shit ton of money on TikTok via Book Talk, not a problem. But they're also, the majority of the authors are just twiddling their thumbs, they're just waving in the wind. They're not getting their desired results, and I want to help them today. And I'm going to do that by suggesting a few things. The first thing you need to do is get a professional or business account on either Instagram or TikTok, so therefore you can gauge or gauge what exactly is your content doing for you. If your content is high performing, meaning that it's interacting and they're going to click on the link in your bio to direct them to selling your books, you're doing a great job. Not a problem. This advice is not for you, right? But if you're creating content and it's going nowhere and you're just getting a couple of likes, a couple of shares, a couple of comments, this is what I need you to do. I need you to take that same, I'm going to give you a play, right? I'm going to give you steps. I'm going to give you actionable steps today to help you in your diction to creating content. If you're going to be a content junkie, right, let it benefit you to it. The ROI is you made a book sale from creating dynamic, engaging content. First thing I want you to do is I want you to head over to Pinterest. I want you to open up a business account on Pinterest if you haven't done so already, right? And I know Pinterest is not sexy. I know Pinterest is not when you think about selling books, if you're not in the know, the other authors, other self-published authors that's in the know, Pinterest is a staple in their marketing scheme. I'm going to say that again. Pinterest is a staple in their marketing scheme because they know that Pinterest, although it's not sexy, although it's not glamorous, although it's not addictive as other social media platforms, it is a true SEO, search engine optimization. I guarantee it. And here's why. If you click on that pin, which is attached to whatever link that you attach it to, takes you to wherever your book is sold. The less hoops that you have your potential readers jump through, the higher your conversion rates. I'm going to say that again. The less hoops that you have your readers jump through, the higher your conversion rates. People are on other social media platforms to be entertained. They may be avid readers of the genre that you're writing in, but their number one reason for being on TikTok, their number one reason for being on Snapchat, their number one reason for being on Instagram is to be entertained. Buying your book is not in the forefront of their mind. People don't go to these social media platforms to particularly buy books. Somebody's going to disagree. It's okay. I think the numbers are bear me out, right? Like before I jump on the microphone, I do a little bit of research.
Writing your manuscript has been hard enough, so let NL Publishing Service Academy make self-publishing your book easy as possible. From beautifully designed full and ebook covers to uniquely done typesetting and formatting, our goal is to professionally enhance your manuscripts and book covers to give your readers the best reading experience possible. Need marketing tips, tactics, and strategies? We can help you with that. How about branding and broadening the reach of your author platform? Yep, we can help you with that too. So no matter what your self-publishing needs are, NL Publishing Service Academy has you covered. Just head over to www.nlpublishingservices.com for whatever your self-publishing needs are. And now back to the podcast.
I do that research to be credible. But if you take in one hand the number of authors that's not having crazy success, but post wildly on these platforms, you'll see that they're just wasting their time. Now, like I said earlier, you do have some authors that have a system down, and in that system, they're earning a living off these social media platforms. But for the majority of authors, this is not the case. The easiest way to do that, take that same passion that you have and create that content over on Pinterest. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to give you step by step what you can do to actually start to sell books over on Pinterest. As of this recording, I went and did a check before I hit the record button. Udemy does not have a sale going on. Now, Udemy, if you don't know what Udemy is known for having courses teaching you whatever it is that you need to learn. Udemy has courses teaching you about Pinterest marketing. They have courses teaching you. I'm not going to get up here and go click my link and I'm going to teach you how to master marketing on Pinterest. I'm not going to do that to you. And I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not getting paid from this. I'm just telling you what you need to go do if you want to still be a content junkie, but get the benefits of being a content junkie. First thing first, right? Set up your business account on Pinterest. Then from there, go check every day. If you can't afford the current prices on Udemy for their courses, and that's Udemy, udemy.com, udemy.com. Try saying that fast one time. Anyway, I digress. So go to Udemy, keep checking if they have a sale. Once they have a sale, go do your due diligence, go read the reviews of the Pinterest courses that they're offering in marketing. They range from beginner to intermediate to expert. If you're not familiar with the setup over in Pinterest, go start with the beginner level. Buy that course. But if, like I said, if you can't afford what their course prices are now, wait until they go on sale. And they have sales pretty regularly. You just have to check in on the daily. Make that a habit. Go check in on the daily, right? Once you do that, learn what they're teaching you, go implement what they teach you, and still be that content creating junkie that you were on these other social media platforms, and you'll get more bang for your buck. I promise you that, right? So stop just being a junkie for likes. Stop being a junkie for comments. Stop being a junkie for shares. Be a junkie for book sales. And I know the language may be off-putting to some, but if you're being honest with yourself and you find yourself down these social media rabbit holes on a daily, and you're creating content on a daily, and you really don't care if that content converts or not, then yes, you are a doggone content creating junkie. Okay, cool. I'm not asking you to stop being a junkie. You need to, if you're going to market your books organically, you need to post how many times you're going to post a day. I'm not asking you, matter of fact, if you are productive on another platform, become more of a junkie doing that thing. So if you get to Pinterest and you see your pins are converting, go all in. Once you start to see it works, once you start to see that, let me go ahead and break it all the way down for you. And this is without my knowledge, my limited knowledge, just being brutally honest, my limited knowledge. Say you was to do 3 pins a day, right? And you have your business account set up on Pinterest. Say you do 3 pins a day at the end, and you don't have to check what the data of those pins are doing. At the end of 30 days, sit down, give yourself about 2 to 3 hours and look at each pin and how it performed. And the well-performing pins, go create more of those because they're proven to work. Change up the picture, change up the wording a little bit, but go create more of those similar pins because they're known to create. They're known to convert, And then from that point forward, you just rinse and repeat. It's really just that simple. That is the easiest system that a self-publishing author can have, is to set up a business account on Pinterest, right? Learn how to market, go to udemy.com, right? After you do that, create, it is so easy. Of course, you can go to also Canva to create your pins. You will batch create your content, and you're like, okay, I don't have that time to set it up. Okay, not a problem. I still got you. It doesn't cost a lot, and I believe they may be free, or maybe $5 or $10 on it's called Later, and it allows you to schedule your social media content. So you just go to Later, and then you can batch that content files, you schedule it all out, and then you're good and you're done. You can get back to writing. In 30 days, you can go check how all your pins did. And so that what I just give you, that play I just gave you, now you are a junkie with a purpose. Now you're a junkie that's looking for the results that you want because you're an author, and an author is in the business of selling books. And the author is not in the business of likes, shares, and comments. We're not. If you're a true author, the reason that you sit in front of your computer for however long you sat in front of your computer is the one day I want to sell my books. Now, some people just want to write, just say that they're a writer. Authors know I sat here because I want to sell my books. The easiest way, go learn Pinterest, because Pinterest is a true SEO. Go learn and master Pinterest, and I promise you, you will see an uptick in your book sales. The better you get at creating pins, the better you get at mastering how Pinterest works, you will start to see an uptick in your book sales. And you can still be a junkie. You can create, then you can just go ham. You can actually start to forget about those other platforms. I know they feed, that addiction. I know because they're sexy. I know because your friends are there. But you have to ask yourself, do I want to sell books? Or do I want to be in the majority and make no money? You just ask yourself that question. Do I want to sell books? Have I sacrificed my nights, my weekends, spending time with family and loved ones just to actually have a book to say I have a book, but it's not selling? Or do I want to go a step further and do the needed and necessary work to sell my books? That question is only up to you to answer. It's your boy, DK Walker. I appreciate y'all spending this time with me. It means the world. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world and y'all spent it with me. Look, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Greatly appreciate that. If you listen to it on Apple Podcasts, leave me a review. I'll speak to you good folks next week. Peace.
This episode of Listen Up, I Got a Story to Tell podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more literary strategies and tactics to help you create the profitable, successful author career you've always wanted. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring you the best author and book-related content. See you on the next episode.